In this video, we're going to go over basic trig ratios. So first, I just want to define some terms here. So in a right triangle, the longest side is going to be your hypotenuse, okay? And let's say we're looking at this angle right here. So the side opposite this angle is going to be called the opposite, and the side next to the angle we're going to call adjacent. And one way to remember these ratios is to use this acronym SohCahToa. Okay. And so this reminds us that sine theta is equal to, the O is opposite, over the hypotenuse. And cosine theta is equal to the A, the adjacent, over the hypotenuse. And T is the tangent theta is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. Okay, so understanding those ratios will allow you to calculate the unknown side or the unknown angle. So we'll start with number one. So here we have our right triangle. Oops. Here's our right triangle. Okay. And let's say the hypotenuse is 10 meters. Let's say this is 60 degrees. And here we have the opposite side, and we're looking for the opposite side. We're looking for that side. How are we going to figure that out? Well, since we have the opposite and the hypotenuse, we're going to use sine. So sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Okay. So now I'm going to substitute sine 60 degrees equals opposite over, and the hypotenuse is 10, so I'm going to put 10. So the opposite side is equal to 10 times sine 60 degrees is 8.66 meters. And make sure you're in degree mode. If you're in radian mode, you're going to get a different answer. So you need to make sure on your calculator you are in degree mode. All right, number two. This time we're going to look for the angle. And these ratios work for right triangles. You got to make sure you're using them for right triangles. Okay, so these are the sides that are known. Since we know the opposite and the hypotenuse, once again, we're going to use sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Now I'm going to substitute sine theta equals, and opposite is 3, and the hypotenuse is 5. So in this case, we're going to have to do the inverse sign. So on your calculator, make sure sometimes you have to hit the shift and then hit the sign button, but we're taking the inverse sign. So the inverse sign of 3 over 5 is 36.9 degrees. Okay. All right, we'll look at number 3. Okay, this time we have an angle of 30 degrees. We're looking for the opposite, and we know what the adjacent side is. So, because we know the opposite and adjacent, if we look at our chart, we can see that tangent has opposite and adjacent, so we're going to use tangent. So tangent theta equals opposite over adjacent. So tan 30 degrees is equal to opposite over 50. And to find the opposite, I'm going to take 50 times tan 30, and I get 28.9 meters. Okay, now we'll do number 4. Okay, number 4. Here's our right triangle, and we are given the angle 30 degrees. The hypotenuse is 12 meters, and the adjacent is what we're looking for. So now we need a ratio, a trig ratio that has hypotenuse and adjacent, and that would be cosine. So cosine theta is equal to adjacent over the hypotenuse. I'm going to substitute cosine 30 degrees is equal to adjacent divided by 12, and to find the adjacent, we're going to take 12 times cosine 30, and we get 10.4 10.4 meters.
And that's our answer.